Hey viewer, wanted to share with you a project I completed last year. It was a holiday present for friends and family. Stained glass window inspired, acrylic kind of stained glass window wall hanging. So here we have it here, and I'll kind of talk about how I made it, what I was thinking about, what I learned, and maybe give you, everything you need hypothetically to create your own hypothetically. So what we see is a series of acrylic pieces contained on either side by two other acrylic pieces with this frame holding it all together. The frame was two pieces. I printed it with PETG. You don't need PETG. And then, two fasteners. Hardest part was definitely, actually designing the print to secure the two pieces of acrylic, the clear pieces of acrylic that you're looking through right now. But yeah, so let's talk through it. So stained glass windows, love looking at them, love thinking about them. Visited Spain last year. They had some pretty crazy, very abstract stained glass windows. So I was thinking, I'd like to work with this medium. I've worked a little bit with stained glass in the past. Here's a piece I made at the Maker Club. Worked at the Idea Foundry as well, using some stained glass as well. Took a class there. Pretty cool medium. It's really cool, actually, yeah. I mean, you get to cut the glass, score the glass, make the shapes you want. It is a little bit more expensive, and I don't have any of those tools, so I was like, what do I do have access to? And the answer was acrylic. Acrylic comes as sheets. Obviously, this is a green sheet. I'm using a green screen, so that was a bad idea. When it comes to these sheets, the sheets fit the form factor of the laser cutter bed at the public library near me. Public library near me has a laser cutter that's you can book, which was really, really fortunate. I think if you look, you could probably find a laser cutter in your area. Maybe. Actually, that's kind of a bold statement, but possibly. And I would encourage you to look into it. I think the laser cutter is one of the coolest tools to get into. So the process is pretty straightforward. I found all the shapes I wanted, inspired by different family members' interests, my friends' interests, and so on. Cut out, the clear acrylic to fit in the frame, and then spent a lot of time iterating this frame design. The big challenge I had was actually fitting all of the acrylic together and being able to fasten it. I was trying to do something kind of cool with the frame top, just to be two pieces. More pieces would have worked, but ended up burning a lot of time on that. Just kind of designing it poorly. I can show you the design here. A lot of steps associated with getting the tolerances right to actually fit the acrylic and not. What I ended up happening a bunch of times was the pieces in the middle got stuck because they're essentially wedged between two pieces of acrylic, leaving a 0.1 millimeter gap. I spent quite a while in the library using that laser cutter. So people were asking, so I made a little schematic. And I recently read Adam Savage's book. I don't remember the title. But he talks a lot about how drawing is kind of a really crucial tool in his process. So that's something I never do. So I was like, I'll try and draw it out. So we see our two pieces of acrylic. We have our kind of cool colored acrylic in the middle in our custom shapes. And then we have those two 3D printed pieces on the top and the bottom to fit it all together. The frame itself was very much inspired by Sam. Shout out Sam. He was using ball bearings inside, which is a little bit different, but still very cool. And that's where I got the idea of, I could print this in a couple pieces and it'll really simplify assembly. Another example of that kind of secondary life for project materials is this kind of, I don't know what to call it, but I was thinking I basically have all these offcuts of the pieces that I made for the family, and I'd like to kind of store them in some way. So what we have here is it's not stupid. I love looking at it and holding it, but it's kind of hard to contextualize, what I was going for. So I guess just a general laser cutting tip. How about that? You're actually going to learn something. Try and isolate your design within another shape if it's kind of a unique design. So then you have a 2-for-1. You have both the shape and the shape around the shape in a shape, and a shape. Think about it. So I'd love to help you pursue making something like this, even if it's just any kind of combining acrylic with other mediums, or even just using acrylic, or even just finding a laser cutter near you. I think that technology can really open up a lot of cool opportunities for anybody to be creative. You know, if you think you're not creative, wait till you sit down with a mouse, make a shape, laser cut it, think, oh my gosh, that came from my mind. Now it exists in a handheld form. You know, the light passes through it, gorgeous. The light, you know, doesn't pass through it because it's dark out, it's still cool. You know, it makes a nice sound. And yeah, thank you for watching.